Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. And boy, oh boy, have we gone hot all over the world. There is so much happening. And well, good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
Man, I saw that one video you sent me. I don't believe it.
Well, no, and I've since discredited. I've since discredited. The was the Department of Defense put out an actual statement about that exact video.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, claiming that it's absolute propaganda and BS. So there you go.
One thing I did hear, though, is that Saudi Arabia did get one of their refineries attacked, but it looks like it didn't come from Iran. They're saying it was a Mossad attack.
Yep, I saw that.
Is that going to be the catalyzing event that flips the whole Israel script?
I mean, wouldn't that be serendipitous?
It's got to be coming. I got to think. Good morning, Dave.
Morning, guys. What's up?
Well, I don't know whether you should have that up on your screen.
Yeah,
Because
that those
one will
four
get
letters
us
get us in
flagged.
trouble.
Sorry about that. Good morning, James.
Though James's is a little more catastrophic.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's going to do anything, but we know for sure those letters are not admissible on TikTok at this point.
I thought verbally, not picture wise.
I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. It's better not to take a chance with it, at least at this point, because the algorithm is all over the place, man. It's just crazy what's happening with the views. I don't know what's going on. 1 minute they're up, the next minute they're down. I don't know what to think of it. Oh, look at that from Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. Well, let's say some good mornings here. See if I can get my throat cleared. All right, who do we have with us? CG is here. Good morning, CG. Mary Lee's Brown. Jay Hicks. Rick Sr. is here. Good morning, family. He said, Wildlife fans said, good day, gang. Oh, we're a gang now. Did you see that post that I put out on Facebook and Instagram with President Trump?
I don't think I've seen it.
At Death Row Records, that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that was classic. Alex, if you could pull it up,
was.
that'd be great. Chris Romano is here. Good morning, Chris. Sherry from East Tennessee. Beverly Howard. She said, our president is live doing a briefing. Okay, maybe we can cut into that in a minute here. Ego is here from Eastern Iowa. PJ Party Peggy. Barb7599 said, good morning. You didn't do a daily dispatch? Yes, I did. And that's what I was talking about earlier. For some reason, the algorithm, I don't know whether they not blocked me, because it's normally I have, hundreds, if not thousands of views by now, and I'm at like 100. So I don't know what the heck's going on, but yes, I did for sure, Barb. Christy B is here from Hayesville, Kansas. Nizmore, you said my gas jumped overnight 60 cents. What happened? That's a very good question. We get little to no oil from Iran, yet that went up. Something doesn't jive there.
Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah, that's it. Somebody needed a bonus.
Exactly. Tracy Fagan is here. Brian, good morning, Brian. Charlie, hello, Charlie. Nizmore, you said, good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm married to Bob's here. Hey, I'm married to Bob. David is here. FYF to you as well, sir. Native San Diegan. Bieber from Colorado Springs. GG20. Oh, my goodness. Hitesh Hits is here. Franny Dragonfly said, Grand Rising all. Grand Rising to you as well, Franny. Jan Lovin being grandma. Carrie, Valerie James, Tanya Moonsheimer. I Speak 1717 said, good morning, Patriots. Good morning, I Speak. Pure Blood Holly Johns. The beautiful Holly Johns is here. Towie Bixby, our personal cheerleader, said it's a great day. Yes, it is, Holly. Martini Time Joy. XRP Mama. Holy smokes. Cindy Hayden, 59. Nurse. There she is. Allie Mae. Good morning, Allie. Tim Shaw, 707. Benji, 1959. Dave Bouchard said, Trump around and find out. Exactly. Marianne Thompson, good morning, Marianne. Chris Romano. Holy smokes. Deb S. just popped in. Lynn Craft. Oh, my goodness. The whole gang's piling in. I love it. If I missed anybody, I apologize. It's this moving so fast. Blue Flames 41 is here. Oh, let's see. Who did I miss up here? Let's see. Wildlife fan. I said hi to. Oh my goodness. Hokey Gigi. Hey, Hokey. CG, thank you for the gifts. Allie Mae, thank you. Pure Blood Holly Johns, Big D, Blue Flames 41. Everybody lighting us up this morning. Thank you so much. It is truly appreciated. Well, there she is, Lisa Maria. Good morning, Lisa. Mary Louise Brown said, I cannot send a Trump. I don't know what that means, Mary Louise.
Trump train.
Oh, I don't know what's going on with TikTok today. I don't know what's up, you guys, but hang in there. I'm sure it'll straighten out.
There's your meme, Sam. Trump got 34 felonies, 3 baby mamas, been shot, kidnapped, and sitting president. He running for government like death row records in the 90s.
Exactly. That just cracked me up. If you guys aren't following me on Facebook or Instagram, follow me there because I post some things that I'm not able to post over on TikTok. So that would be great.
Very well received in Germany.
Some sort of an echo here, Alex.
I got you.
Okay. It's not something I did, right? All right. All right. Diana Lynn said it's going to be a great day. It is a great day, Diana Lynn. Robbie Miller is here. Good morning, Robbie. Melfin71, also known as Melissa Flinner, is here. Hello, my beautiful men. You are so sweet, Melissa. Thank you. Wildlife fan said, I can't reload to send gifts. Dang TikTok. I don't know what's going on with TikTok. Well, we got a Trump trade from Ben. Thank you, Ben. Well, it's working for Ben. I don't know what the heck is going on. Oh, well, it'll straighten out, I'm sure, over time. All right, let's see here. Alex, let's get some indices going this morning.
Good morning, everybody, on this wonderful 3rd of March, 2026. Looking at the markets today, they're starting to react possibly to what's going on. S&P 500 down 90 points to 6,791. The Dow 30 is down 671 points to 48,233. The NASDAQ is down 311 points to 22,437. Oil, though, up $4 a barrel, $75.75 per barrel. Spot price on gold took a hit. We're down $189 at $5,122. Silver spot price took a $6 hit, down to $82.73.
Well, I don't really understand the whole oil thing. James, you're probably right. Somebody trying to make a bonus because it doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And maybe they're just capitalizing on the fear in the marketplace. Who knows? Ben, thank you for the gold medal. What's that?
Crypto market's feeling it as well. Bitcoin down 2% to 68,000 even. XRP down 3.3% at $1.36. Ethereum down 4.5% at 1,972. Stellar Lumen XLM down to 15 cents. That's down 5%. So even the crypto markets are taking a hit. Cardano down 6% at 27 cents. It's across the board.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what's going on. I think, oh, shoot, I forgot this chat. Hold on one second, everybody. There we go. Hey, Robert McCarskey's here over on YouTube. David Morales, Lee Norwood. Hey, Lee. Doug Willis said, God bless Donald Trump in America. Amen. Lee Norwood said, silver's going to keep going, you think? I think it will in the long run. Absolutely. I absolutely believe that. Dave Bouchard sent 400 comments to our lives. Wow, you are on top of it, Dave. Thank you for that participation. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. So,
with all this going on, I just want to bring up a quick number, 2942 on the board. Full-scale attack, March Madness. Prepare.
March Madness, yeah, a lot of guys have been talking about that. I think we're in the middle of it. I mean, let's see.
I think we're just at the beginning.
Right. What was the first day that we started the attack on Iran?
28th.
It was the 28th. Okay, so it was the day before March Madness. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it at this point.
It was the 28th here, but what day was it over there?
Oh, that's a good point.
29th.
No, there is no 29th this last month. It's not a leap year.
Yep.
What's that?
March 1st.
Yeah, I think it was more. Yeah, I think you're right. Wow, I didn't put that together.
And, you know,
Hmm.
what's crazy with the markets. You know, usually when the Dow and all that's going haywire, they put it in securities like gold, silver, and corn and soybeans, and it's not happening
Well,
at
and
all.
again, I had a conversation with one of our listeners yesterday who asked me to help them with their cryptocurrency, which I did. And I want everyone to be aware that, in my opinion, anybody who's asking you to create a QFS account is probably nefarious. Okay. You don't want to do that. And when you buy cryptocurrency, this is not financial advice. This is merely my opinion. But when you buy cryptocurrency and you have it on an exchange, once you get to a certain threshold, I would encourage everyone to move that to a cold wallet. Now, that is different than a QFS account. They are not the same thing. Anybody promoting a QFS account, in my opinion, is suspect. Be very leery of that. And if you really want to understand more, you can book an appointment with me on my website and I'll walk you through the process. But be very, very careful. Is there going to be a switch? Is there going to be a catalyzing event in the stock market, in the monetary system? I believe so. Now, there's nobody knows for sure, but be very careful what it is that what you agree to do with people that you're not familiar with on the internet. Just use caution with that, please. All right. Sorry. I just wanted to get that out there to make sure everybody was aware of that. And then also, to everyone, I only have one TikTok account. It is Sam_Shalhoub. That's it. I know I get messages all the time. Sam, is this you messaging me about this? No, I don't send messages. I do my best to respond to everyone, but that is not me. This is my only legitimate account. Martin's WB just showed up. Melfin71, thank you, Melissa, for all the gifts. Virgo47 is here, said Sam fam, good morning. Good morning, Virgo. Beverly Howard said silver will crash the market. It's possible. Again, I don't know. Martin's WB, Wendy J. Oh, Nismore, you said March 1st. Yes, I know. We'll have to see how it plays out. Nobody knows the plan other than 10 or less. Bullfrog said, you are exactly correct, host. Well, we'll see. These are just my opinions. They are not financial advice. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. Hey, Beef Man just showed up. Wendy21 said, good morning from San Diego. Good morning. All right, Jay, let's see. Dave, let's do some farming and agriculture, please.
Sounds good. Welcome in, everybody, on this Tuesday. Corn is mixed across the board. Everything was up good, looking like overnight was beautiful, and then the bottom dropped out today as the lights came on. Soybeans down 2 to 5. Wheat is down 3 to 7. Cattle was down 0.4% last I looked, and hogs are down 0.3%. One of the news articles in the USDA, after a lawsuit, the USDA agrees to share climate risk data again. Concept of they knocked it off last January to get rid of it all for a waste, and they lost the lawsuit. So all that climate change information and odds and ends will be back on the USDA website. So exciting times.
Boy, that's an understatement, Dave. Hey, Sue B just became a super fan. Sue B, thank you so much. And as always, I get a lot of messages. So if you're not able to join as a super fan, you have to update your app for TikTok, and then you should be able to. And so many of you have joined the super fan club, and it means a lot. It's a monthly commitment. I think it's just month to month, but it really means a lot to me that you support my work and all of our work here. It's just really appreciated. And Subi, welcome in. Dana Mackey's here. Good morning, Dana. Let's see. Dog Lover just showed up. Hey, Dog Lover. Oh, yeah. Okay. Lisa Maria corrected herself in the chat. James, what do we have for military report today, sir? Oh, we got a Trump trade from Mama Balama. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to share a letter that came from the CENTCOM commander that went to all the soldiers that were about to engage on the 28th in Iran. This is from Admiral Brad Cooper. To America's extraordinary sons and daughters deployed around the Middle East. By the order of the President of the United States, we are embarking on a mission of profound consequence. The time for preparation is over. The time for action has arrived. As we move from deterrence into active combat, I write to tell you how honored I am to serve with you, the most exceptional soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, guardians, and Coast Guardsmen on the earth. Some of you are stationed in the Middle East. Many of you have deployed overseas on short notice. Others have been extended on deployment for this critical mission. You represent the strongest, most lethal war-fighting force the world has ever known. You are selflessly serve our great country, and you make us so very proud. Since 1979, the Iranian regime has killed and wounded thousands of Americans, and they continue to threaten Americans and our friends. Today, by your courage and grit, you will change the course of human history. My guidance for you is simple. Be relentlessly lethal. In the heat of conflict, remember who you are. Let your conduct be as professional as your aim is precise. Take care of your teammates. The men and women on your flanks, in front of you, and those at your six are your guardian angels. Be theirs. Steady your resolve. Combat is inherently chaotic. The hours, days, and perhaps weeks ahead will challenge you. There will be noise and confusion. Fall back on your training. It's the best in the world. You are the shield of the free world, and today you are the sharpest sword. As the eyes of the world fix upon us, stay safe and Godspeed. C.B. Cooper II.
Now, that was Central Command, James?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. Those are some powerful words. Some powerful words. Benji, 1959, thank you for the meteor shower. That was really cool. I don't know if I've ever seen one of those before. Bullfrog, thank you for all the gifts. It's truly appreciated. Sassy Minnesota girl's here. She said, found out today that I owe $2,500 in taxes. So much for biggest tax returns. Yes, Social Security is taxable. Well, it's not been for me. Now, I don't know how you're looking at it. I don't know what kind of income you have, but I am convinced that all of that is going away. Now, whether it's tomorrow, 6 months from now, or 2 years from now, I couldn't tell you. But hang in there because it's going to get better. Let's see. Coffee Jitter says she's in Minnesota. Exactly. It probably has to do with those guys over there. Jeez. Well, James would know, right, James?
It's cold. Cold.
Yep, exactly. Towie Bixby said the steel rails are cold and hard for the miles that they go down. Boy, isn't that the truth? And again, just our highest praise for the military and all the good that they have been and are doing and will do. Okay, so let's move into some stories here. Maha has been in the news all over the place. They've got Mike Tyson speaking for it. You have it's everywhere. Well, Target announced that every cereal it sells, including national brands, must exclude synthetic colors by the end of May. Now, we have seen pretty much every major food manufacturer hop to it when it comes to getting the toxins out of the food. It's going to take time to get it out of the supply chain. Dave, what do you make of it?
Well, it's interesting because they said they'll have to reformulate their products. Well, they already do that in Canada and Europe and all that other stuff. So they already had the products. So that's surprising that's big a deal, but it's a push, and this is the start of it.
Well, and if they've already had the products, what does that tell you? It tells you that was done quite a while ago. There's no way that a manufacturer of that size can stock the shelves nationwide in a couple of months. It couldn't happen. It's impossible. So that in and of itself tells a story. Alex?
It's about damn time. A lot of countries have had this on their law books for a while. So Target comes out and puts out a statement. Maybe they're still trying to recover from the swimsuit episodes.
Exactly, James.
Well, that and confused bathrooms. Aiming for healthier, cleaner label products. This applies to all 1,200 stores, Target stores nationwide. Other retailers like Whole Foods and Walmart are already on that bus too.
We got a Trump train for Wildlife Ed. You noticed I waited till you were done, James.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So Target is one example of multiple, all corporations in America getting into line with what has to be done. And it couldn't come soon enough. Now, this next story I think is real. Oh, JP Metal Slayers here. Wildlife fan, like I said, thank you for the Trump train. Melfin71 is lighting us up with gifts. Thank you so much, Melissa. Dave, I'm going to come to you first on this one. So RFK Jr. was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he said, quote, we need to keep farmers and partners. We need to keep farmers as partners in the MAHA movement if we're going to have nutrient-dense food. Now, nutrient-dense food is part of it. Soil cleanup is another part of it. What's your take on it, Dave?
Yeah, it's a difficult situation. You know, I worked with Pat a couple of years ago over this, and you know, I told him I was willing to stick our neck out, but not that far, because obviously we got to try to keep the lights on, and that's the balance we got to find. And I think that's the balance that RFK is going to work with us through all this. Is we got to find a happy medium and still be profitable across the board. Right. You know, obviously we do not want handouts. We want to be able to sell our products and move forward and make a good profit off of them. But in the meantime, you know, we can't sit back, let weeds come, can't change equipment. That's expensive. You know, he was on Joe Rogan's talking about I think it was the weed zapper, I think, right?
Yeah, glyphosate.
On it.
Yep.
Well, that's the chemical, but he was also talking about the electronically charged weed zapper across. That's $1 million machine.
Wow.
I can't go out. That's 40% higher than my inputs on the year out there. So you can't do it.
Mary Lee's Brown said a Trump train. Thank you, Mary Lee's. I'm trying to see how I'm noticing the Trump trains are coming, and I'm waiting till you guys finish. I'm doing my best.
So you got to find, Sam, you got to find a happy medium. You just can't say, okay, we're going to do this.
Of course. And anything, when it comes to disruptive technologies, whether it's products, services, what have you, it's got to be a slow roll. And this is what I was talking about with somebody on the phone yesterday. You cannot introduce a disruptive technology that is going to cripple the economy. The Patriots aren't going to allow needless and senseless lives to be lost. And it's a process, Dave. I get it 100%. James, you're also involved with the farming industry. What do you make of it?
Well, I agree with Dave. I mean, we can't just flip the switch and go into something completely different. One of the things when I studied this topic this morning, it is a $700 million project, a $700 million regenerative pilot program throughout the USA to support high soil health and water quality. RFK Jr. also additionally pledges the new policies that will not put a single farmer out of business. So we got to walk a tightrope there, because that's a pretty bold statement. If they expect us to all of a sudden flip that switch, like Dave said, $1 million weed burner, that's not feasible. But there is something also to this. He also wants to end corporate capture of the USDA and FDA. The current policies favor large food monopolies and chemical companies over independent family farms. So how do we make that conversion?
That's a very good question, and I think it has to happen over time. April, thank you for the boxing gloves. What was that, James?
You get the big corporations out of it, right? I mean, it's the same thing that happened to the hog market. A large company came in, figured out how to mass produce the hogs. They undercut the price by, 30, 40, 50 cents more than what a local farmer can do it. And they're going to sell their hogs all day long and put the farmer out of business. It's, I think it's a multi-pronged approach. Like Dave always says, there's multiple spokes to the wheel. Getting corporations under control, getting them obviously out of the USDA and the influence there, because it's the same thing with the politicians, right? Which companies got the fattest pockets to put somebody in it and get done what they want to get done. So, and I think that if anybody can get it done, that dude can do it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Melfin71, Melissa, thank you for all the gifts. Martini Time, Pure Blood Holly Johns, you guys are great. Thank you. April Burgess as well. Hey, Pam Lee just showed up. Hey, Pam. Just Breathe Jen just sent a heartbeat. Thank you, Just Breathe Jen. I hope you're breathing. That would be a good thing. So over on YouTube, David Morale said the blue moon tonight, and there's a planetary alignment, or the blood moon. It happened at, we got a Trump train from Tire Man. Thank you, Tire Man. So the blood moon happened at 3:00 this morning, and I got up and I went and saw it here in California. Alex, did you get any pictures of it?
I did not. I was
Okay.
I was working on the truck till 2 a.m. and that would have been 5 a.m. Your time. I was asleep.
Well, I'm going to send you a couple of pictures here. Do you want me to text them or email them?
You can email it if you want. That's fine.
Okay, because I want people to see. It was really cool. What's that, Dave?
We had cloud cover here, so we didn't get to see anything.
Well, there was a. Let's see. There it goes. Okay, it's on its way to you, Alex.
Okay.
I took a couple of different pictures. I'm not really into all this that much because there's always it's a blood moon or it's a ghost moon or it's this moon or it's that moon. But for some reason, I woke up this morning and I got pictures of it. And boy, it was pretty spectacular, I got to say. Anyway, David Morales reminded me of that. But moving on to the next topic here. There we go. So, in fact, it was David Morales that actually initially sent me this story. And this was Pete Hegseth. Take it easy, Holly and Lisa Maria. Yes, Pete Hegseth is who I'm speaking about. But Pete Hegseth came out and made a statement. He said it took the 47th president, a fighter who always puts America first, to finally draw the line after 47 years of Iranian belligerence. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so there it is, you guys.
Wow.
We had a lunar eclipse. So that's where the Earth passes between the sun and the moon, and that's what made it have that real red hue. So you caught it at a really great time, Sam, because it's just starting to go back. That's an awesome picture, buddy.
Yeah, my nephew was the one he was figuring out exactly what time it was, and that's what time and so I got out there right at that time, and there it was. I was really impressed with it. Excuse me. Anyway, going back to this story, I didn't put it together until David Morales had sent me this message. But it's interesting that the 47th president, President Trump, finally draws the line of the Iranian issue after 47 years. I mean, that's not coincidence, in my opinion. James, what do you think?
Well, the 47 thing, I haven't tied that knot yet. I'm not really sure, but the statement was very powerful. After 47 years of belligerence, President Trump had the avenue, and he took it. Crazy regimes like Iran, hell-bent on prophetic delusions, cannot have nuclear weapons. The regime has and is being erased, and the nukes are going away. All of it.
Yeah. I Speak 17 said, it's a fake moon. You like to stir it up, don't you? I Speak. Gosh. Terry Dyka said, I saw it. Oh, thank you, Hokey Gigi. Terry Dyka said, I saw it in Arkansas. Very cool. Oh, very cool. Sassy Minnesota girl said, once it's a full moon, I'm fine. What does that mean? Do you like turn into a werewolf or something, Sassy? Gotta watch you. Thank goodness you're in another state. That could be dangerous. Valerie James said, yeah, that was cool. It was. I know. It was really cool, especially seeing in person. As fake as it might be. Just kidding. Magic is here. Mama Balama, Doug Rice 59. Thank you all for the gifts. Very, very kind of you. Let's see here. So we've got a lot of action over on YouTube today, and one of the Christine Thomas is here over on X. Hey, Christine. She said, "Why can't we use the National Seed Vault for pure seeds?" Well, I think that's coming. I think we're going to get into that, at some point. But a gentleman over here said, "Guys, you really need to read the actual policies he's passing because it does not match what you seem to think it does." I don't know what you're referring to, but if you want to give us some more information there, we can possibly comment on it. All right. So did I get you, Alex, on the 47 thing?
No such thing as coincidence. And there's multiple, we'll say, prophecies, biblical prophecies. There's some Islamic prophecies about the peacetime, wartime scenarios. But this has been boiling for a long time. And again, know your history, understand why we are where we are today, and which former administrations were responsible for the current regime in Iran.
Yeah, exactly. Dave?
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see where it goes. Obviously, it's a country that needs to move on and get back to the Iranian people, the way it was in the 70s, because it was a normal, fast-growing city like Dubai and everything else.
Yeah.
Even westernized, and look what they did to it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I wanted to bring up something else from yesterday too. So several of you, Towie Bixby, John Gwynn, I think Mary Louise Brown, sent something called a level up ship yesterday. And I don't know what those things do, but for whatever reason, it really helped our algorithm. And I wanted to say thank you for that. I know I try to say thank you as we go forward, but I just wanted to specifically call that out. I don't know what those things do, but it really helped. And I want to thank you.
So when people contribute to our show, the gifts and those things, they get points. Like at the top, you've got the little heart if you're in somebody's live. So the heart me's are one way to gain points. As they get more points for commenting, liking, sending populars, and gifts, they get new levels. Once you hit a level, when you're in the gifting, if you go over to exclusive gifts, there are exclusive gifts that are given per level. And so that level up ship, as they celebrate that, there you go. Level
Oh, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, I don't know what those things do, but for whatever reason, they really light up the algorithm.
So that's where they are. That's how they work. That's what they're for.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, we got our little lesson on TikTok from Alex today. Thank you, the real Alex. Leonard Little just showed up, said, sorry, guys, running late today. Just joining in. Well, we're just glad you're here.
What do you time out about, James?
Halftime.
Oh,
okay. Wendy J said, history matters. Absolutely, it does. Dog Lover's here. Hey, Dog Lover. Howie Bixby said, Y-O-U-R. And then the next one was, you're welcome, Sam. Kind of a continuation there. Bobby said, crazy. Israel just bombed the selection meeting for the next supreme leader. Yes, I heard about that. They were all gathering in there to figure out who was going to be the new supreme leader. And kaplooey, guess what? None of them are going to be, at least the best as I can tell at this point.
Next.
All right. Let's
right?
do. Yeah, exactly. Next. I know. And I believe me, you guys, I am not making light of the loss of life. I am not. But I think it's important that we have stability. We have life being promoted. And I don't believe the leadership of Iran was either one of them. They didn't have stability. They weren't interested in stability, and they weren't interested in the preservation of life. So although it is sad that people have lost their lives, sometimes things like that have to happen in order to get to the next level. I'm going to
bomb the shit out of them.
Exactly. Not to put too fine a point on it. Holy smokes. Oh, God.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
That was that was perfect timing, actually. Virgo 47 said there probably won't be any more meetings. You think? Exactly, Virgo. Oh my gosh. Newsmore, you said that's my favorite meme. It is a crack up. But that and the Death Row Records one yesterday just cracked me up. I was literally laughing my ass off over that one.
What the fuck you're doing?
Exactly. Holy smokes. Beverly Howard, thank you for all the gifts. Steve, thank you as well. Oh my gosh, you guys are just cracking me up. All right, so halftime, as James likes to call it. Bobby said I just spit my coffee. I know. It's true. Alex has a real knack for that timing, I'll tell you that. Oh, God. All right. So MyPillow, Mike Lindell, if you need something he offers, please go to mypillow.com. Use the code SAM. Get it from Mike if he has it. Neil Naturopathic, chemical-free, toxin-free hair care products. Use the code SAM20. Get a 20% discount. And, of course, Dr. Peter Glidden, who will be joining us again on Friday. And I think Dr. Neil's going to be with us on Friday as well. But Doc has put together a website. Go to my website, samshalhoub.com. Click on Dr. Glidden's button. Use the code SAM, and you'll get a 30% discount on his packed website. All right, let's see. Oh, Alex, meditation. Sorry.
There is currently a war on for your attention and your mind. And if you're not finding some peace in your day, you need to entertain the thought of learning to meditate 20 minutes a day, and it will change the way that you digest the the constant bombardment that we receive. On TikTok, there's a link underneath my information. You can go to Amazon, search Alex Raymer, Ramer, and purchase a beginner's guide and learn how to meditate.
And that's another thing too, everybody. You don't have to jump in at 20 minutes. You can start with 5 minutes. You can start with 2 minutes. But the idea is to get into the practice of meditation, right, Alex?
Well, yes, but the way that my meditation and the way that I teach it is structured in 5-minute increments of that 20, right? The challenge is, well, I can't still my mind, or I can't this, or I can't that, all the excuses and reasons that our brain comes up with. But the first 5 minutes is literally just be still. Don't move, don't itch, don't adjust, don't anything. And just that 5 minutes of being still, your body knows what to do. It knows what to do, right? Dr. Glidden says it all the time. Our body knows what to do. So you can break it down into increments, and 20 minutes may sound like a really long time, but I think you find very quickly that 20 minutes is enough. 2, that 20 minutes starts to go by so fast that you, like this show. I mean, we're already a half hour in and doing sponsors, and it's just like that.
Very true. Very true. David Morales over on YouTube said Washington and London are guilty beyond words. And I would add the Vatican to that as well, David. 100%. Fishing Grandpa, thank you for all the gifts. So kind of you.
Speaking of guilty beyond words, some breaking news. Kristi Noem this morning testifying. She dropped the bomb that here's and I quote, the government was paying individuals that were knowingly trafficking and abusing the kids. That has stopped. Unaccompanied alien children were lost by the Biden administration and not tracked. We've located 145,000 of them.
Wow.
Let that number sink in for a second. 149,000 children. Another win for the Anons. They had to shut the hearing down and go closed session with Mrs. Clinton because they brought up the Wiener laptop and a Frazzle video.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful with what you say. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, you're right. 100%, you're right. I know, nice. That was from Dave Bouchard, Blue Flames 41. Thanks, you guys. Very kind. Chris Romano, thank you for the confetti.
Lots going on, and you have to wonder if the whole Iran thing going on is to there's just left hand or right hand. Which one are we supposed to be watching right now? Because there is so much happening, Sam.
Well, and that's the thing, you guys. So Clinton came right out and said President Trump had nothing to do with anything nefarious. Then you have Hillary Clinton being.
We can't trust anything he says, though.
Yeah, well, but you have Hillary Clinton coming out and basically pitching a fit and storming out of the interview, right? She got to a point where, and I don't believe for a second that those are the real people. I think that they're replacement. Well, Bill could be maybe under submission. I don't know, but I don't think she's around. I think she's been dealt with and has been replaced. But that's just my opinion. But what they're presenting to the public, which is what is important, there is so much happening. Like Alex said, the exposure level is increasing every day. We are leveling up every day. And for all the people out there, nobody here in this chat, other than maybe trolls, saying that nothing's happening. My God, there is so much happening, you guys. It is unbelievable how much is getting released right now. And is there going to be a catalyzing event or events? I absolutely believe that. When and how, your guess is as good as mine. Ego said Bill made a deal. Of course he did. I think they all have.
Long time ago.
Sam, did you happen to see this morning that we captured the ringleader for the Benghazi attacks?
No. What was that, James?
That was just this morning. They announced that they were showing them getting unloaded from an aircraft.
Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you.
Wonder what information those dudes have.
Never know.
Mhm.
Clintons.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Big Bud tractor owner said, I'm outside feeding 300 Head of cattle. Well, good for you, bud. I'm glad. Be careful now. Don't be running over anybody while you're watching the show. But we're
Need
glad
my
you're here.
address. I could use some of those steaks.
Yeah, exactly. CG said Bill C. heels are too tight. Exactly. Wildlife fan, thank you for that. Yeah, his heels are too tight. What about it? What was it? The blue dress that he was in, sitting in a chair with whatever. I mean, my God.
Bill was complaining to James about it while they were dancing.
Yeah. XRP Mama said Sergeant Robert Horton put out War Castles. It's a good history lesson. Everyone should see it. Oh, I'm not familiar with that. Thank you for that, XRP Mama. I'm not sure what that's about. Beverly Howard said, I can't keep up with all of it. Coffee makes me happy, said 100% agree. Yeah, again, you guys, I think that's part of the process. They are not so much for people that are in this community. You guys get it. We see what's happening. But there are a lot of people out there that are fast asleep. And as that happens, as that process, maybe 50,000 people wake up tomorrow, then 100,000 the day after that, and then 200,000 the day after that. It is a process. It doesn't happen in one fell swoop, in my opinion. But we'll have to see. Full Metal Jackets here. He said 5D chess. Hell's Bells more like 100D chess. Exactly. 100%. Couldn't agree more. All right, let's see. Nutty81 said, lots on Hillary. She's going to pay. Finally, she's really already has, thank God. I think she has. Yeah, I think it's already been dealt with. But again, you have to roll it out slowly so that the majority of the population can get it. All right, so let's see. Kirill Dmitriev, who is essentially a Russian attaché. I don't know what his actual title is, but he is Q. He is a Q follower. He may even be part of the team. Who knows? But he's come out with a lot of Q drops. He dropped a lot of bombs. And he said the Russian President Vladimir Putin held a phone call with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. They discussed steps to restore stability in the Middle East. If Russia is supposedly aligned with Iran, why would Putin be meeting with Saudi Arabia unless there's something else going on behind the scenes? Dave?
Yeah, I think he could be working both sides, but I don't think so. I think he's on the right side and he's covering it. I mean, concerns about rebuilding and resolving a dangerous situation.
Yeah, 100%. James?
I think partially that's showmanship, Sam. But in that phone call, they talked about enforcing deterrence against Iranian proxy escalation, rebuilding Gaza through secure, innovative reconstruction, and leveraging regional economic integration with things like IMEC to counter volatility, securing local and state sovereignty, reducing military autonomy, and establishing credible enforcement security agreements in areas like Lebanon and Gaza. It's basically going to get a complete facelift. And I think that Russia has something to offer to that.
I think that the main players are working behind the scenes. That's my opinion, and I stick to it. Alex?
We've said it. I've said it. You've said it. What happens and what does the world look? Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, we got another Trump train. I didn't even see it. I'm glad you said that. I would have missed it. I was reading another chat. Thank you, Ben.
It was back in 78, 79, when Russia was, heavily embroiled in Afghanistan. What happens when there are no more boogeymen, right? There's no more fear mongering, and there's no more Cold War. There's no more Cuban Missile Crisis. There's no more Ukraine. There's no more what does the world look like when the economic deal maker puts in place a way for everybody to prosper and trade, and then the whole deep state narrative, the war machine, industrial war machine that has existed for over 100 years. I mean, through the span of humanity, tribes, war, all of these things, I get that, but we're entering into a time where I go back to our guests, right? What did Sapioplex say? Like, we've got to prepare humanity for what's next, and that is an off-world experience and expanding through the stars and whatever. And if we're too busy scared of the boogeyman that doesn't exist, we'll never get there.
Right. Wendy said, I just wish my sons would wake up. Wendy, I get it. I have this conversation with so many people. I've had it so many times over the last several years. You cannot cause anyone to wake up. You can plant seeds, you can water those seeds, but them actually waking up is out of our control, in my opinion. Hang in there. You keep going in your lane, they'll see it over time. I have the same thing with one of my daughters, won't speak to me at all. Nothing. Told me not to contact her again. And I haven't really stuck to that, but she doesn't respond. And I'm hopeful at some point she will wake up and see what's going on. But again, it's out of our control. There's not much we can do about it other than stay in our lane, do what we know, what we believe to be true, and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, the reality is people don't change until there's pain, right? That's just a fact. People don't change until there's pain. And if their field of view is right here and there's no pain in that field of view, they're not going to change. At some point, something will affect their field of view to make them say, hey, wait a minute, right? It's happening. For God's sakes, you have Democrats for Trump. Like, who'd ever in their life thought there would be an organization that was Democrats for a Republican? It'll happen. Just be patient.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
And ask questions. That's the way you resolve that situation. Ask questions, not statements, not getting upset. Just ask questions. Tell me more about why you think that way.
It's called the Socratic method. You're absolutely right, Alex. 100%. Spirit said the golden age. Yes, Brian said the CIA's got to go. It's already gone, in my opinion. We just hasn't been revealed to the general public. Doug Rice 59 said the real boogeyman is the British Empire and the Vatican. Exactly. And Washington, or at least it was up until Trump's first term. Now that's getting dealt with. And Jay Hicks said, make Star Trek a reality. Well, it's coming. I'm telling you, it's happening. Thank you, Holly, for the cap. Rhonda, thank you for the gifts. Johnny B, that was a beautiful night star. Thank you very much. Oh, my gosh, you guys are cracking me up. Towie Bixby said, God sees everything. Well, I'm telling you, I think the visual light spectrum represents about 3% of what exists. So we see about 3% of what actually exists. When we talk about radio waves, you can't see them, but we know they're there. There are so many different levels, so many different dimensions, in my opinion, that we only see a very small fraction. Melfin 71, Melissa said, if we can only go back to the 70s and 80s, those were the good times. If I could go back knowing what I know now, yes. Otherwise, not a chance. What was that, Alex?
That was Star Trek. Beam me up, Scotty.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, Bean just showed up. Hey, Bean, glad you could make it. Robert McInnes said cats can see them. Well, again, but what we see is a very small portion of what is, in my opinion. All right, let's move on. So we know that Iran, all that's going on with Iran, they supposedly closed the Strait of Hormuz. But I understand yesterday, within 48 hours, we sunk 11 of their naval vessels. James?
Indeed. That's the exciting part. And, when they say they're going to close the straits, I know they've slowed them down just by caution. It's already, just with this talk, it's already elevated the price of gas and diesel. The UK Maritime Trade Operations Center has reported attacks on several vessels on both sides of the strait, and continues to warn of elevated electronic interference to ship navigation systems. Well, it's probably time they go back to map reading and compass navigation.
Yeah, exactly. Towie Bixby said, God sees wax in many colors. Jeez, Towie, I finally thought it was starting to die out. Then you had to bring it up, didn't you? Oh, my gosh. Rhonda, welcome in. She said, nice to meet you all, too. We're just glad you're here, Rhonda. Bean said, it's been a busy morning. Well, believe me, if you're trying to keep up with the narratives, it's a very busy every morning, 100%. Benji 1959 said, wax on, wax off. Here we go. Here we go with the wax again. So we've got all this going on with Iran. We have Melania Trump was the first lady to ever preside over the UN Security Council. Isn't that interesting? Wasn't she just wearing a black dress not long ago, Alex?
She was. Did Dave and I get to comment on the ships in the Strait of
Oh,
Hormuz?
yeah, sorry.
A summary of sunken ships: MV Rubimar, MV Tudor, MV Magic Seas. I don't know which sides hit who, but drone strikes. MV Entity C. So we're taking them to task over there, and I shared that video this morning, which has since been debunked by the U.S. Defense Department. You talk about propaganda. You've got the leaders over there that are still standing anyway, going on the national televised Iranian TV saying that they've sunken ships and that they're on fire and that the bases have been completely wiped out. Like, and again, whose lens, field of view over there is listening to that is something to be very concerned about, because we don't know how many people are dispersed around the world, including the open borders for 4 years in this country. I just want to bring it up, but keep your head on a swivel, folks. Just be aware of your surroundings right now.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Dave?
Well, they said there's only 3 ships have passed through since the warning went out. So I think it's more of a scare tactic right now. And you really think President Trump's going to be allowed that to shut down?
Not a chance. I mean,
There's
if
not
he
a
does,
chance.
there's a reason for it.
Right,
Yeah.
right, absolutely.
Lisa Maria said the wax jokes, whatever. I know you just want us to talk more about Pete Hegseth, don't you, Lisa? We're so on to you. We know where you're going with that. Oh, my gosh. David Morales over on YouTube, very interesting. He said BP, British Petroleum, was born on the British owning 51% of the Iranian oil. Yes, he sent me a video about that from Promethean. You guys know who Promethean is? Great people to follow, but David's exactly right. 51% of BP is Iranian oil. That's part of this whole structure getting torn down, in my opinion. Any comment on that, James?
Well, I did read it in the chat. One of the things that's prohibiting these vessels from passing through the straits is, since there's been basically a declaration of a conflict, insurance companies are failing to pay if their ship does get taken out. So that's a pretty big hit too for any company, really.
Yeah, exactly. Brian said, or CG posted a bunch of squirrels in the chat. Brian said, why does Sam show up in the chat when I go out and come back in? It's probably not the original one. I don't know. My original account? I have no idea. Beverly Howard said some of the looks she gave to some of those speakers was fire. 100%. I'm telling you. Well, anyway, I won't get into that. Hey, Grows and Rose is here. Hey, Grows and Rose. Came in a little late. That's all right, as long as you're here. Bobby said paper, silver, and gold getting hammered. Well, again, is there going to be a catalyzing event when it comes to the monetary system? Is there going to be a catalyzing event with the stock market? Is there going to be a catalyzing event with real estate? Who knows? Nobody knows. But I'm convinced that we're moving in the right direction. So according to the... What was that?
Trump, Dave and I get to talk.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm getting just totally squirreled today. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
Waiting patiently here.
Sorry,
No,
Dave.
That's all right. You're fine. We got a lot going on. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, it's interesting that she is the first one to overview on that. So we'll see what that. I mean, she's going to be more of a role. She's doing more of a role anyway. But I think this is the tip of the iceberg on what she's going to be part of.
Yeah, Alex.
It's the first time in history that the spouse sits in on. I mean, this is a prestigious seat, right? This is a big freaking deal, and for them to put her in that place, was it because of his preoccupation with what's going on. I don't know. And I'm still trying to line up the symbolism behind it, but what an incredible thing to have happen, to send the first lady to sit in on the UN Security Council. Or is it a big F you? This is all a bunch of BS, and I'm going to let my wife come sit in because I'm not going to play your games.
Because the United Nations is done, which is what I think is happening. I think they're done, and they've been done for a while. But that's just my opinion. Nurse said, you guys think that the picture was real, the one with President Trump yelling at Pete? I don't know. I'm not familiar with. Do you guys know what she's talking about?
I saw it. I don't believe I don't believe it has anything to do with this conflict.
That was all AI generated, and I think that looked more of, if you look at Pete, it looked more like Matt Gaetz back in the day.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't know.
Pete, so it looks fake to me.
Kel, so many 2.0s, 3.0s. God only knows what the hell they're at. Yeah, Nurse, we're not sure, but I would doubt. Well, it's possible, but I doubt it's probably true. April Burgess said Trump just cut off all trade with Spain. Oh, did that happen this morning? It must have been while we've been on air.
It was before.
Was it?
It was before.
Okay.
And the reason he cut off is because they didn't put any money into the UN. They're one of many that hasn't. And
and they're going bankrupt.
Imagine that.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I think I had.
You do.
James knows before I do. Oh my God! Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah. So, Fix Up X over on X said UN officials have warned that the United Nations faces total financial collapse as a result of non-payment of dues by member states. Quote: "We face a real danger of running out of money." Melania Trump was there. James, what do you make of it?
Well, the funds are said to run out by July. Right now, they're at 1.56 billion in unpaid dues. They are in austerity mode, meaning that they're reducing official travel, turning down heat and AC, and turning off the lights to save cash.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as Melania being there, she chaired a session focused on children and technology and education in conflict. Her address emphasized using AI to promote peace and education. Her initiative focused on protecting children and leveraging education for global stability. So everybody that gets smarter makes the world a better place.
Yeah, PJ Party said she's a smart cookie, talking about Melania Trump. She is. And Big Paul Scheib said Q, exactly. It's all being played out right in front of us. Dave?
Yeah, it's interesting. So you remember where the UN is, at least in New York City. I'm sure things are getting expensive there anyway because of the new mayor. But turning down the heat and the air conditioning and less travel. Welcome to the rest of the world, guys. That's what we got to do to survive too. So.
Exactly. Hey, I got a really tough one over here. Richard Pacente over on YouTube said he's had a tough day. He lost his dad, and he's getting things signed and sealed. I'm so sorry, Richard. Our deepest condolences for your father. I know what that's like. I lost my dad many years ago, and it's not an easy thing to go through. But please, everyone, pray for Richard and his family, and it would truly be appreciated. Alex?
Prayers, Richard. I'm completely off topic. That just hits me.
I know. Especially with just losing your mom. All right, well, let's move on. So the State Department is telling Americans to depart now from Bahrain, Kuwait, Egypt, Lebanon, Iran, Oman, Iraq, Qatar, Israel, the West Bank, Saudi Arabia, Syria, UAE, Yemen, and Jordan, just to mention a few. James, what do you make of it?
Well, it's not just Americans that are the allies he's talking to as well. We have 500 million U.S. nationals that live in the Middle East. There's about 400,000 French nationals, 300,000 British. Some are trapped as holiday makers, passengers, or passengers traveling through the Gulf, or people that are there on business. So, just like we talk about the last topic, the big wave of we're going to bomb the shit out of you hasn't hit yet.
Exactly. Dave?
One thing I'm surprised, every time they have a missile leave or a drone leave Iran, it's being tracked. So I really don't think long term on how much firepower they're going to have compared to what we're sitting on to take care of the issue. And as obviously they just lost some more leaders this morning or yesterday, so I don't see this thing lasting long time. I really don't, in my opinion.
Me neither. Alex?
It's right now it's whack-a-mole and the U.S. is winning. They pop up as we're gonna meet and we're gonna install somebody new, and no, you're not. And we're get this person in. Like I saw a funny video. It's a guy like freaking out. I was just picked to be the third in line for the Ayatollah. And in other news, while we've all been sitting here chatting, quote Donald Trump on national television, the deal that Obama made, giving them everything, including plane loads of cash. It's a Boeing 757. It was 2 of them loaded. They took out all the seats. It was loaded with green cash. It was in Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. They got all the cash from all the banks, and they flew it to Iran. I never knew a president had that power. That's pretty specific details. That's calling the man out on the carpet, and accountability for that. Look, folks, know what's going on. Receipts, right? We were all crazy conspiracy theorists. Oh, Obama didn't send cash to Iran. He sure as hell did. And Trump just called him out on national television for it. Where's accountability?
And let's not forget Scott McKay, the real Patriot Street Fighter, who is a personal friend of mine, came out a couple of months ago and he said, according to his sources, that Obama is going to be arrested before April. Now, I don't know whether that's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised as quickly as the information is coming out.
Well, he's already lawyered up, Sam.
Exactly. 9
Team of
criminal
10.
lawyers.
Right. Well,
Lawyers.
And now you've got Trump on national TV putting out specifics. If that's not calling him out on the carpet, I think he's laying the groundwork. And like you say, Sam, you've got to slowly drop the breadcrumbs so that people can follow what's going on. Like, it's coming. I'm telling you, folks.
Could
the
you
live
imagine?
is going to be canceled because I'm going to strip down and streak down the highway when Obama gets looking around.
Oh, we're going to live stream it.
We're going streaking.
Well, I'm telling you guys, could you imagine what it's going to be like if Obama gets put in chrome bracelets? Holy smokes.
The streets are going to erupt. That is the trigger for the deep state to tell all their Antifa goons to change their costumes to an Obama costume now. Because we're done with Iran, we're done with Israel, we're done with this, we're done with that, and BTM and BLM, and now it's time for Obama costumes. Get ready.
Yeah, but remember, we have National Guard and we have regular troops in every city in America. They've even mentioned, I forget the name, James, but there's a certain term that
Quick reaction force.
There it is, quick reaction force. They're everywhere already. So let them come. What I'm saying, let's freaking roll the dice, baby. Let's rock and roll. Grows and Rose, April Burgess, thank you for all the gifts. Mama Balama, thank you for all the gifts. King's Girl 1974 and Crystal Zesky just showed up. Welcome in, everybody. The real AFP said chrome bracelets or golden bracelets. Well, I'm talking about handcuffs is what I'm talking about. ROC8 Rock D. Thank you for all the gifts. I think is that how you pronounce it? ROCHDI Rock D. I don't know. Oh, thank you for the gifts. It's appreciated. Kathleen Garcia is here. Andrea Lynn 81 said, what does that do to all of the policies passed under Obama? That's a really good question.
Well,
Andrea Lynn.
What happens when the proof is brought to the surface? Who was one of the first people publicly, not even in politics yet, to call him out as not even being an American citizen?
Right.
What does our Constitution say? You have to be an American citizen to be a president.
Exactly. I mean, it's going to be
not married to a dude.
Exactly. Holy smokes. Have you guys seen that meme with Bill Clinton and Obama in the hot tub? I'm not going to get into the details, but you got to see that one. Bill Clinton and Obama in a hot tub. Wildlife fan said, I have fireworks when it all goes down. Yes, you and me both. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you guys are just cracking me up today. I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought here as we go forward. Did I get everybody on that?
Two deep state leaders walk into a bar.
What's that?
Two deep state leaders walk into a bar.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, geez. That just cracks me up. I Speak 1717 said, when we go back to the Republic, it won't matter. That's a very good point. If we go back to an actual constitutional republic, I think President Trump would be the 19th president, according to the old ways, or something like that. I don't remember the numbers, but it's something like that.
We go back to an actual republic. I'm going streaking.
Exactly. Dana Mackey said, that's hysterical, James. Exactly. Oh, my God, you guys.
I get lucky once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. Our Melissa said, I'm waiting for Waltz and Omar to get their silver bracelets. I think there's a good case that could be made that most of those players have already been dealt with.
So, if we went back to a republic, would that open the door for him to have the 2028 run?
That's a very good question. Good question. In fact, the 22nd Amendment that limits the president to 2 terms, that was done after since we moved away from the constitutional republic. So get rid of the 22nd Amendment. It doesn't matter. I think it's 22nd. I'm not positive, but I think it is.
So what would it be? The 17th president, right?
I think it'd be the 19th or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the numbers, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, thanks for the gifts. It's appreciated. All right, so let's move on. Oh, Bean said, yes, Sam, Trump will be the 19th. Yeah, I think that's what it is, if I remember correctly. But yeah, thanks, Bean. Rhonda said, I'm trying not to laugh out loud and get looks. Where are you, Rhonda? Are you like in the store or something? Oh, you guys are cranking me up. Pureblood Holly John said, original Constitution doesn't limit how many terms. Exactly, Holly. And we have 2 constitutions. We have the Constitution for the American people, and we have the Constitution of the American people. The 4 is the original. The of is the replacement. So
it was that 22nd Amendment was passed February 27th, 1951.
Okay. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Fred said 19th. Yep. Sue B said yes, Sam. Yeah, you guys are right. Kathleen Garcia said that's Hilton in California. I'm not sure I don't know about this whole Steve Hilton guy. I'm sorry, you guys. I was on a personal Zoom call with him and several others a few months ago. I was invited to be on it. I do not get a warm fuzzy from that guy. I just don't. I could be completely wrong. There's something about him that doesn't stack up for me. I don't know what it is. But speaking of California, so the California Padres, now you guys know I'm no sports guy, but I found this interesting that the California Padres thought that they had secured Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Merrill Kelly with an offer of $40 million for just 2 years. And he turned it down because of the taxes in California. If nothing else reaches the people here, their professional sports has got to do it. What do you think, Dave?
Yeah, same concept. I traveled all over the United States, Sam, and the world. When I went to Japan, I had to pay Japan's tax because I worked over there. And when I went into California, I had to do the same thing. They had to make sure they had to get their state tax out of the workers that go into the racetracks and everything else. But for this deal, California state tax for over 1 million is approximately 13 to 14.4% compared to Arizona's flat rate of 2.5. That's some big numbers in the big scheme of things. So he said, I love San Diego. They're taking too much money out of my pocket. The taxes over there are at a different level, and that is the case.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. James?
Well, it's not only the state top 13.3 taxes. Jock tax in California is 37%, so that equals about 50% of their wage. California residents or California generates over $200 million annually on non-resident athletes. That's crime.
Yeah, 100%. Dave Bouchard said Major League Baseball and all pro players pay different tax in every state they play in. Yeah, and I think it's adjusted based on when they play away games, right? Or something like that, Alex?
I have no idea. It makes no damn sense to me. I get the level of commitment and athleticism and talent it takes to be a professional athlete. I will never understand multi billions, millions of dollars that go into. I just don't. I don't subscribe to that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Don DeCon said, that's true. I live near San Diego and it's expensive and beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful down there. But here in California, man, I'm telling you, it's out of control. Blue Flames 41 said, oh my, that is a crime. And I live in California. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Full Metal Jacket. Wax for your new tattoo, Sam. Jeez, Metal. The hell's wrong with you? So, according to Zero Hedge, James, we're going to come to you first on this one. Israel neutralized Hezbollah missiles with game-changing, what they're calling an Iron Beam. Apparently, it's a 100 kilowatt class Iron Beam in action that neutralizes incoming projectiles. What do you know about it, James?
Well, what I do know is it's a real money saver. According to, I guess my study, it revealed it's $2 to $3 in electricity for each intercept, compared to $100,000 plus for missile defense. So, I mean, it's a very, very budgeted friendly piece of equipment. I imagine they're going to put a lot more to use, like we do.
I would think so. Dave?
Yeah, it's coming. I'm sure this technology's been out there obviously for a while. But yeah, like James said, the price difference is huge across the board on it. And, you know, kind of like what the Tomahawk missiles use over 500 ounces of silver in it. And obviously as that goes up, you want to spend less of that.
Exactly. Alex?
I'm all for precious metals going to the moon.
There we go. Exactly. So I Speak 1717 said, we need a new wax tax. Carrie Gen X 1971 said, left California after 48 years to Idaho. Well, I'll tell you, I can't blame you, Carrie. I mean, I was born and raised here in California, but I did spend quite a bit of time in Coeur d'Alene and absolutely loved it. So if you're anywhere in that area, I can't blame you one little bit. All right, let's move on. President Trump said the big wave of strikes on Iran haven't even happened yet. We haven't even started hitting them hard. The big wave hasn't even happened. The big one is coming soon. James, you're our military expert. What do you make of that?
Well, this is actually something that's going to be a treat, because I know a lot of you probably haven't heard this yet. But simply put, we're removing the Iranian regime that's armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons, which is not only a threat to everyone in the Middle East, but also to the Americans here on our own soil. This is the part of the report that I love. The Ayatollah and his top staff was having breakfast with his top aides when they were taken out. Breakfast. We got him at breakfast.
Exactly. How do you like them apples, Alex?
I love them apples. I think we should make a big ass apple pie and share it with the whole country.
Exactly. Dave?
Well, you know, it's only a matter of time, in my opinion. I was just doing a little bit of research on how much do they have over there. When I think their ships, we've sunk over 10% of their ships. So it's not going to take long. We're pretty calculated on our hits, so we're saving money with every calculation, and they're losing big time. So the big wave's coming, but I don't think it's going to take long.
So somebody over on YouTube said, another illegal war. Well, you might want to read the Constitution. It's Kian Maharuza Day. I don't know. Anyway, you might want to read the Constitution, and you might want to look up the War Law Powers Resolution Act, and that was in the mid-70s, giving this commander-in-chief the ability for national security to go after somebody and only have to notify Congress within 48 hours, and then they have 60 to 90 days to do anything about it after that fact. So you might want to read up a little bit on the Constitution if you're going to be dropping stuff like that in the chat. All right. Let's see here. Moni Moni Gog, thank you for the gifts. Bobby, thank you for the gifts. Richard, Blue Flames 41, Wendy J, you guys are so sweet. Thank you, everyone, for the gifts. All right, so we are at the end of the show. Let's see. Holy smokes, 160,000 likes, you guys. Oh, we did go kind of long today, huh? Didn't we? Sorry about that, everybody, but they seem to be getting longer with all that's going on.
I need to verify this, but a headline just hit. It says Democrats in full panic mode as 92% of Biden's orders terminated by emergency decree over illegal auto pen use, March 3rd, 2026.
Oh, I don't know. If it is, I'll put it in the dispatch for tomorrow.
Breaking
We'll
news.
have to wait and see.
Interesting. And
All right, everybody. So everybody over on YouTube and Facebook, we're going to be signing off now because we are going to be dancing on the other platforms. But, you know, the commies over there don't want us to dance for President Trump or the YMCA. So have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time.